Mary is secretary and treasurer. She took on two. God bless her. Because I wouldn't have made it good with either one of them, and I would have been the one by default.
Just math.
Anyhow, so Ron's going to do a demo on some acrylic techniques and acrylic bills, and he's actually got some items that are going to be going into the waffle. So if you already put all your tickets in, well, there's going to be some surprises, I believe. He also has materials where, I think, time permitting, people can build some of their own stuff. And on that regard, oh, and Ron comes down all the way from Ocala to visit us. He has always been in our community. He's a much beloved member of the reef community in Central Florida. And he is our newsletter editor. And the reason we haven't had a newsletter is because I haven't provided him with any information yet. There's a real world out there. Anyhow, I will do that as soon as I can, and everyone will know that I've done it because you'll get a newsletter on the website. Anyway, with no more ado, I'm going to turn this over to Ron.
You're talking.
Oh, okay. So do I need to stall a little?
Yeah.
All right. So Ron has been, how long have you been doing DIY aquarium stuff?
2003.
Since '03. He's made a couple of things. Did you say you had your... Oh yeah, this is a pretty neat one. He made this for how much altogether you get?
Less than 20 bucks.
And he's got an amazing, huge needle wheel pump.
And I couldn't find it. I had seen it this week, and
what motors it built off of? Mag 12?
the inner, no, 7.
Mag 7. And he made concentric acrylic rings to make a custom housing and volute, and bonded those together as a protein, all together using the hardware. Amazing creation. And he built it all start to finish. Just boom. Look at this thing, it's pretty cool. It's like, dude, have we met? It's amazing DIYer.
I wish I had found it, but either way.
It's yours now.
Okay.
One more thing I want to say, Ron is Chompers on the website, because a lot of people don't realize that's Ron.
That's me. Sourcing pieces and parts, there's several suppliers. You can buy acrylic sheeting over at Home Depot and Lowe's, and the other two primary sources are Skycraft and Acrylics Plus Manufacturing.
Farco and South Orange Blossom Trail, Farco is still there.
Okay.
They've been there forever.
Okay. Do they sell little stuff, or is that 4x8 sheets?
No, they sell pieces.
Okay. Acrylics Plus Manufacturing is selling all of their scrap to Skycraft now. So if you wanted any little stuff, in the past they did have somebody that strictly dealt with the little stuff. And they got rid of that person, they eliminated that person, and now they're just wholesaling everything to Skycraft. So if you need like a small piece, Skycraft is the place. But Acrylics Plus will still do little stuff. They'll sell the supplies. This is the... I'm not sure if this is weld on. This is not weld on. It still has a 16 on there, so they're basically equivalents. This is the thick gooey glue, and they also have the thin stuff. And hopefully we'll be using both of these.
The thin stuff is thinner than water.
Yeah.
Has a lower specific gravity than water.
And they also sell the applicator bottles and the syringes. And they don't have a minimum for any of the supplies. If you do have a small order that you wanted, this lid system is made by David's Tanks. I don't know, is he still?
No, he's down south.
Okay, but Acrylics Plus, if you give them a design like this, they'll make it for you. They have a $37.50 minimum order for any shop work. So the best thing to do is have them cut out all your parts for you and then just assemble everything at home. They don't do anything right now. You give them your design, and when they get to it,
These are worth a bajillion dollars when you're building a setup, because when you go to drill your own, it never lines up just right.
they don't, but I'll show you how to make them. And I've done these cutouts, and I'll get to that in a minute. Acrylics Plus, they have like all the professional stuff that you want. This was done on a CNC. They have laser cutters if you want like the mirror finished parts.
He's using water jet mostly.
Okay.
He's using water jet mostly for all of it.
But their equipment costs more than the $37.50 to start up. So they won't do something like right now, but when they're doing a big job, they'll work your stuff in with it.
The other thing that they'll do is they won't build you a sump, if you want them to build you a sump, but they will build you an acrylic box.
Box. Yep. And to any specifications, they'll drill holes wherever you want. They'll put walls in there, anything. But if you tell them it's going to hold water, or ask them to hold water, or if you tell them, ask them to design a tank for you, they won't do it. But if you give them the specifications, they will. They just want you to
Tell them what they want,
tell you what you want, pick it up, walk away without saying the word water.
Yeah, they don't want to guarantee water tightness.
Right, they're not insured to build aquariums or sumps.
They tell you that it will be watertight,
Right,
and they assure you that it'll be watertight, but they're not
Yep.
going to guarantee.
If you see an
it's watertight.
if you see an acrylic bond that doesn't look like anything but continued material because it was properly dissolved and set, which is all these glues are solvents, if you don't see anything between it but just more shiny clearness, it's one piece of plastic. I mean, it truly is. It has become one piece of plastic.
Just look for a bunch of bubbles, you don't even have to put water.
Right.
yeah.
That's some other ones.
What company is it that makes the
I'm just saying, it's a weed.
Acrylics Plus, and I've got cards up here. I got
They're
those
wonderful
from them.
people.
If anybody wants one, well then pick them up when we finish up. But these pieces, I didn't bring my large reactor, but these parts are made for. Well, this is another piece of acrylic. I'm missing a piece. Anyway, one of those is going to be a lid. What the lids are, there's a bottom, which is a solid piece, and then the lid with the 6 holes, and then this collar, the flange. And those are made with hole saws. And basically, this is what the hole saws look like, and I didn't use that one, but
You got them bigger than that.
yeah.
Wow. You're not swinging that thing with a hand drill or anything.
To cut a bigger one,
I've never used one of those.
and this has 2 little pins on there, and then you can adjust that in and out. And if you need to go larger, check this out: paint mixer. And this rod is hexagonal, a hex rod, and you just take that, lop that off.
Holy moly, Batman. I'm telling you, this guy, he's like Mr. Wizard.
Harbor Freight and Harbor Freight. I think this was like $2 or $3 or whatever, and this was, I think, about
Don't
8,
expose it
something
to
like
salt
that.
water.
What's that?
Don't expose it to salt water.
Exactly.
Easily turned to powder.
Yep. Something else, something that's hard to source is these little plastic nuts. These right here are identical to, these are from Skycraft. David from David's Tanks was getting those from Skycraft. These are from Skycraft, and those are Skycraft. But you can also buy nylon fasteners at over at Lowe's, and they've got these wing nuts, real large wing nuts. And I should have brought my other one. My large reactor, I use the wing nuts on there, and I take the screws and run them up, and then put the wing nuts on there. and it makes it real convenient for taking that on and off. And then these are just thumb screws, and I thread that bottom, and I'll show you how to do the threading on that. When you're around town just doing regular shopping, I do crazy stuff like this. That small skimmer, just cut the bottom off of a glass. And over at Target, I couldn't resist. So you know what that's going to be. And this
Baby
was,
skimmer?
yeah, this was like $12 for that.
Can't buy a cone skimmer for that.
You can't. But just weird stuff. And then this stuff, there it is right there, $5.
How long was it, that paper?
This was about 3 feet, and that came from Skycraft. And right now, I was talking with Mitch, they have one that's about 6 inches, about that tall, for about $30. It was hard to walk away from it.
And
But
what would that cost retail? 100 and what?
yeah, probably about $30 a foot. And this thing is
6
whatever, yeah, about 7 feet.
Close to $200.
Yeah,
Of course, by the time you shipped it, it'd be over $200.
yeah,
They
yeah.
won't ship anything over 8 feet either. It's the biggest piece you can get is
I don't
8 feet.
think, that's about 7 feet.
Yeah. Yep. What else can I talk about? Oh, next on the list, I tried to drill, and where's the? When you get on the forums talking about acrylic work, the biggest issue, the biggest problem people run into is breaking the acrylic when you're drilling it. And a lot of people just say you can't drill, there we go, you can't drill acrylic, but obviously you can.
Hockey do.
Yep.
That's nonsense.
But on a drill bit, there's this little centerpiece, and 2 blades on each side of that centerpiece. 2 blades over here, and then the centerpiece. That centerpiece doesn't cut. And that's pretty important with acrylic work. And why that's important is it slows the bit down. And the bit, if you pre-drill a hole, and then you take this bit and you go through, what it wants to do, it's got these 2 nice sharp bits on there, cutting blades, and it wants to screw into it. And
It's to grab hold.
it wants to grab hold, and it's going to cut way too fast. And as it's forcing itself in, there's no place for it to go, so the acrylic shatters under the stress. And it took me 4 attempts, 1, 2, 3, and 4, before I got it right. But I switched bits. I couldn't do it with this, because what was happening is when I would break through, that's where the problem is as you're going through, you don't have that little tip slowing it down, and then it starts screwing through. And when it does that, well then, when it starts pushing through, well then it causes too much stress, and the stress is pushing out, and then it causes it
You
to break.
effectively almost have to pull the drill back to keep it from going too fast.
And it's basically impossible.
Yeah.
If you have a drill press with a clamp, that'll hold the piece down. I have a drill press without the clamp, and I did that with the drill press, and it actually lifts up no matter how hard you're
Device
pushing
makes all the
down.
difference in the world.
It does, and it keeps it from screwing in. And when this would hit the end, because it's curved, those areas on the side would cause the drill to pull through and shatter. I shattered it 4 times before getting that bottom one, but I had switched over to a different type of bit. This is actually a countersink. It's not really a drill bit.
So it's just a point.
Yep. And
With that many flutes,
Yeah.
it's going to cut finer.
right. And I've got another type of bit that.
One real overall hazard with acrylic is heat. So keep it in mind that heat will also make it go crazy and bust. So if you've got a drill that you're really speeding up, it might not be a great idea. Or if you're sawing, you want to saw it slowly.
Pass those around, please.
Personally, for me, sawing straight cuts, I use a table saw. All you do is you want to use a table saw blade that's got a good number of teeth on it. It's best to use carbide and jack it all the way up, because with wood, you want to cut the wood this way to sort of chisel it out. With this, you need to be doing a much finer strike. So straight up and down would be the best you could possibly do. But of course, you can't get that without having the hub of the saw. But at any rate, as high up as you can go, and just take your time.
And another good point, my saw doesn't have it. I've just got a regular standard saw, and I don't have a real good example, but the teeth on the blade, one tooth is shaped like this, and then the other tooth is shaped like that. And as it's coming around, it chips on this side, chips on that side. There's another type of blade that's called a triple chip, and it's got two different types. And one is square, and then the other blade has the two angles off of the other blade, the other tooth. And so as the first tooth comes around, it cuts a square, and then the next one comes along and it cuts two little, it cuts a trapezoid out. And then the next one that comes around, the square one, it cuts the two little triangles out of the corners.
That sounds kind of harsh.
It's it cuts a very smooth edge,
Yeah.
because all of the teeth are square on the edge, and they come around at equal distances. I didn't use my table saw to cut these, but actually I did. Mine puts all these little ridges on here. This one, yeah, those little ridges. And with a triple chip, it will cut that smoother. And this one right here was cut with what's called a chop saw, so it's got a different cut. But these were cut by the table saw. And it's actually the inferior blade. And with using the real watery glue, if you don't get real good contact right there, well then that can leave a leak.
David from DTI used a Diablo blade. That was a pretty good blade for not much money. But then he would also take a flat razor blade and just go over that, flat waves, to knock just a little bit of ridge off before he glued it, and spend just a minute or two scraping back and forth a couple of times, and it'll smooth it right out to where the glue will take right to
File
it.
work for that?
No,
Or sandpaper if you
Lay on
have.
its edge and just.
Yep. Lay a full sheet down and
Yeah.
go back and forth.
Block.
Yep. There's another technique called flame polishing, and I haven't.
Okay.
I have not.
Plastic.
no.
I have not
Just get out your
successfully done it.
large.
I've successfully burned it.
David
But-
at DTI, that's what he does, all flame. But the problem you have, if you ever hit it with Windex, it'll crack. You go to one that's been flamed and you hit it with Windex today,
No
and it'll
kidding.
crack.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have
It
to be real.
stresses in it.
You shouldn't use Windex on your aquarium anyways, but if you use it, it'll crack it from where the flame does it. So most all places buff it. And that's the expensive part when you're doing an acrylic, is having it buffed. So,
When we make stuff here, we don't buff it.
I didn't know if you'd ever seen them crack from the Windex.
I
They'll
didn't see
actually,
that.
No, I
yeah,
haven't.
they'll spider. When you rub it or wipe it or something, then you'll see the little cracks all in it. I'm not saying it'll crack apart, but you'll see the little
Crazy
cracks
up.
from, crazy up, you
Yep.
know.
There is another issue with glue and cleaner. If you can use PVC glue, but don't use the cleaner. If you use the cleaner, it absorbs and it causes cracks.
You can use PVC glue on that, on acrylic?
It doesn't work as well as the weld on.
I like well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both just
Try
made
one.
to melt. It's basically just melting and fusing the two together.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Actually, I think if you read on the thick stuff, on that tube,
What's that?
I was reading on one of those tubes, the thicker, that actually glues PVC.
I think I've
Yeah, you
seen
glued
that.
some PVC,
Okay.
didn't you, with it?
Mitch has a really
You
cool
gotta use the thick
way
stuff,
of.
the thin stuff don't do it, the thick stuff
Right.
will.
I was doing a media reactor, and instead of being a straight flow through, both fittings were on top, and one went down to the bottom, and the other came out right at the top. And what I was using was PVC piping to go down and acrylic for the lid. So what I did was I took PVC glue and the thick acrylic glue, did them in about half and half, and mixed them up, figuring if they're dissimilar, but their solvent is still there for both of them, they're both going to melt. And then they're both going to re-solidify from their own solvent. It worked beautifully. The two dissimilar plastics welded up really nice. Still using it.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Meant to ask you about that.
Yep.
but-
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
I was just, my brain works like that. What can I say? It's a curse.
Has everyone seen the Forstner bits? That's one other way. I think that's what I used to drill this one. I'm not real sure, but we'll play around with it, and we'll probably shatter this one again. Not that it's too much of a loss, but then we'll try and do it. Mitch, did you have the little sticker on there?
No, let me go switch it.
Yep.
Okay.
Or just peel that one, either way. But while he's doing that, I'm not sure what do we got for time?
It's 5 to 8.
5 to 8. Keep an eye. I'll probably talk till midnight, whatever. But what I would like to do, we can. I think what we'll do instead of drilling. What do you want to do? You want to drill and tap, or do you want to see stuff get put together?
Put it together.
Put it together.
What's that?
Put it together.
Put it together. Okay, what we're going to do then is we'll put together some, I've got the parts for 2 viewing boxes, and we're going to put these in the raffle. Where's Mo? Mo, did you write on, okay, on the mid?
With them, right miscellaneous.
Okay,
Oh,
yep. So, we'll put those into the, did the reactor go into the miscellaneous, or is there one for
No, we're gonna make the one for the
the
reactor.
reactor? Everybody's already pretty much put their,
Save it for next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do that.
What's that?
We'll have it for next month's meeting.
Yep. Okay. And what we're also going to do today for anybody that uses API test kits with the little test tubes, test tube rack, real handy for. And I've got the parts cut, and I'm going to let everybody make one. I've got enough for 10. I think we've got enough. And so I'll put one of these together, and then I'll show everybody how these go together, and then you can come up and we'll make them. I think we've got enough glue. I hope.
Uh-oh, my pacemaker battery's dying again.
Maybe roll.
For the
It's the one I installed in you.
just to protect this.
That's not me.
Poor people.
That's not me.
Katie, would you mind peeling that?
It got hot.
And,
It got too hot
yeah.
in storage.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
If they peel crappy, it's because they didn't store them properly and they got too hot.
Yeah.
You buy a lot that way.
Mitch, would you give me a hand with
Wait, I don't know.
the gluing? And I know you're
What do
pretty
you-
rather proficient with the liquid, if you would like to
Yeah,
do that.
what
Do you
are we
want?
gluing?
We are going to glue up our viewing boxes.
Viewing boxes?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me more, tell me more.
Liquid.
Four
it's-
sides, clear bottom. Or you
Four
put
sides, clear
on
bottom.
yours?
Yep.
Good, they work better that way.
Yep.
One thing to keep in mind is if you get all four pieces the same size, remember that something's got to lap somewhere. So if you get like four pieces at 6 inches long, and it's going to have a bottom, don't get it 6 by 6 because you've got a lap joint you've got to take into account. You know what I'm saying? It'll mess you up. So you've got to take that into account. So you want me to glue this? What's that for? To hold the glue on the table longer?
Yes.
Okay.
Or would you rather glue over wood, or do you care about the table?
This thing. It was brand new when I started doing demos. Did you see all the mortar over there?
Oh, okay.
That was when I did the live rock mortar.
Okay, so we need one of these.
No, you can sit if I'm right
Okay.
this. If I stand and try to bend, I won't be able to walk tomorrow. We rocking?
Yep.
Okie doke.
We need to load. Do you prefer the?
Applicator bottle.
I thought so.
Applicator bottles work much better than syringes to me because a syringe will just sit there and sort of tend to dribble on its own because it doesn't stop well. With the little bottle, you squeeze it, you let go, it draws in and clears. I just have better luck with them. And another thing, if you're working with it outdoors, the stuff will warm up, and as volatile as it is, it'll start expanding and it'll squirt out too. You ever done that? Had it squirt at you from being outside with it and it warms up? Bad in
Do you want to do
syringes.
this indoors or outdoors?
Let's go fill it up outdoors.
Do you want the syringe to fill it?
Nah, come on. Does that still have the seal?
Does what?
The seal in the bottle? You know the metal seal in the bottle?
Oh, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Intermission.
Online somewhere, I have how I made these, and it's all 100% hand tools.
Where's your syringe?
Syringe.
Get dirty up all your stuff.
Yeah. Do you want the needle?
Yeah, because he's sucking it out of the.
I'm missing one part, and that's this little, I don't know what you would call it, that little serrated piece in there. And where did it go? Oh. And to make this little stand part in there, I just cut an extra piece off the tube, cut that section out, and then that will fit down inside. Sometimes it breaks. Okay, cool. And then the bottom piece is glued on. The valve is drilled and tapped first, and that's installed, and then the bottom part is put on, and then the flange part, and then the lid. The lid gets screwed on, but basically that right there is all of the parts except gasket. And so you have to make your own gasket, and this came from
Skycraft.
Skycraft for $1.95.
You come from Skycraft, don't you?
I lived there.
Do you? I didn't see you there today. I was there. Okay. I got the rest of the parts for the blender.
Okay.
If anyone goes on the camping trip that we're going to be announcing later, I will have we'll be having the introductory use of my new Toro Weed Whacker motor powered blender. So we'll have margaritas at fireside, as long as you're okay with a little blue smoke and the sound of a high-speed 2-stroke engine. Sounds like margaritas. No, it's a blender. I took an Oster blender. Work like a charm, man, I'm telling you.
One very, very important thing that I forgot to mention while I was talking about the drill bit as you're going through, the secret is a piece of scrap, and you use a backer, and you clamp them together. You drill your hole, and make sure the drill bit goes all the way through that piece of plastic and well into your scrap piece of plastic. And it does wonders. And you don't break that one because it doesn't know that it's going all the way through. And the tip of the drill is still being slowed down. So it's like drilling all one piece of plastic. And Harbor Freight.
It's a wonderful place as well.
Tiny clamps. Beautiful. $2 each. $2 each. And
Yeah, it's all good for that.
yep. I think the box costs more than clamps.
Probably.
$8 for the box.
Where'd you pick that up?
Harbor Freight.
Okay. I'm a little off. Okay. Like I said, this
Something
isn't
else
really
cool. I think these were like $3 or $4. Deep. They call it a deep throat C clamp,
Oh, cool. That looks convenient.
and real convenient. And
That looks like something you put on my head. A bigger one for Halloween.
this is over in the welding section. I don't know what it's used for specifically, but
It really looks
it
cool.
cool.
So
Well,
you had to
you can
have it.
hold a part, odd shaped part, whatever, and then clamp down on it.
You had to have it. I don't know about people like gadget people. Okay, what I'm doing here is basically insane, but I'm fitting this up and getting it square and flat in perfect position, and then I'm rocking it ever so slightly away from the base, like outward. And when I rock it, I take that applicator and lightly squirt and let the capillary action pull the glue up into the joint. And then when I unrock it back down, I hold it a moment. This stuff sets pretty darn quick. I mean, there's still some there. And if you got a little bit extra floating around inside along the joint, that doesn't hurt anything, you know, because it's going to dissolve right there. And it may just be that one spot that prevents, in the microscopic world, having a leak. But you always put the glue on a bottom with a gluing tube. Don't try to do it if you're butting up like this. Don't run glue because it's going to make your plastic all ugly when it melts it and makes it all icky looking, because it's just going to run right through. Okay, that's why I did this. Well, this one, then I butted this up because I know from looking at it that I'll do the other one and then I'll have the perfect spot. Then I'm going to lay it on its side to do the side joints. But I'm letting this setup is touch. So what are you doing now?
I was going to comment on the glue. The glue Mitch is using is actually just solvent, and so it dissolves the plastic, and basically the plastic, you can kind of think of the plastic as being the glue. The Weld-On 16 has the acrylic already in it. and which is what makes it thick.
Yeah, a lot of people think that it's a totally different formula and all that. No, it's just got acrylic melted in it. You can make it if you got the thin and you really need some of the thick.
Putting shavings of the acrylic into the.
It takes some doing, but yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Back
not-
in the day, they did that with PVC, and they called it schmear. They couldn't come up with a better name, but you dissolve it into the MEK, which is methyl ether.
methyl ethyl ketone.
Okay, close.
You're very
But
good.
anyway, thank you. But and then you could use that for repairing PVC parts.
I'm a registered nurse now, but I did work 19 years at nuclear power plants in radiation safety and industrial safety. That's how I do that one.
Yeah, very cancerous though. I mean, good
Oh, extremely. Much more so than the low-level radiation I got.
My uncle just.
I think I saw you glow in the dark one time.
It's just my personality. Bada boom. It's like I've heard that before. You still got the show going over there?
We're kind of watching you.
Well, don't kind of watch too close. You might be afraid.
The little viewing box that Mo had wherever it went.
Did you hear about the guy from Mexico who stole the cobalt?
These guys, you buy these things, they're what, 20 bucks or something?
There was a medical store, they saw a cobalt 60.
Oh, yeah. Those have gotten loose.
Mo was
I
pointing
used to
out
see all
that
those studies too.
these are heated and bent, and then there's a seam. They did an amazing job. Let me pass it around. They did an
Is it
amazing
seemingly
job
seamless?
on that seam.
Yeah, seemingly seamless.
Is it seemingly seamless?
You can see it,
No, you can feel the seam.
Is it square stock?
you can see it, yeah.
Kind
Doesn't
of.
look bad.
It could be some custom extrusion. May as well be. We can tell it that way. We can tell it that way and no one will be able to prove us wrong. Well, the thing is, a company that's going into anything for true production can do things like that.
Now, one thing I've seen a lot of people do when they build some sumps or something like that, the acrylic people, the bottom piece they actually make bigger. They don't cut it to fit, and then they router it, then round it over.
I've seen that. I have an overflow that was built that way, and they did it like that, and they heated the parts, bent them, and then they put it onto the bottom piece and put it around the router
Yeah.
and cleaned up all the
Yeah,
pieces.
they really look good done
Yeah.
like that, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
First time I seen it, I thought,
Choice and
Yeah.
appearance.
but it really cleans up nice, gives a good,
Yep.
it makes it totally smooth and straight. Even if one side's a little in, it'll ride right to it and make it, exactly straight.
We get in a box made here, by the way, kids. None of the sides are glued yet, but all the base is glued all the way around. Shortly, I'm going to peel that and see how well I did. I'll leave it there until I get the sides done. What do you think? Might have a good one.
It's an acrylic box.
I haven't had any of them shimmy on me, so I might not have any problems. That's another
If not, we
thing.
got some, what is it, you got to know over there, number 16?
I don't know, some of this thin stuff.
To show you how you correct inferior product.
You can also do it by just laying a few more beads of this little jewel
Yes.
on there.
Yep.
Trust
Screw it
me.
up, you can keep coins in it.
Just do it 2 or 3 times.
I'll assemble the next one with the weld on 16.
No, but it's like
Which is like putty.
professional.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, it's not like putty, but it is a thick glue. It is a glue by consistency much more so than this. Like I said, this has a decimal specific gravity.
You told me I want a box with the seam on
I threw that in there because I knew you'd understand what that
Probably
means.
a lower viscosity, isn't that what you mean? I know it's
No, the
specific
specific,
gravity.
yeah, the gravity's that low, notably lower. Well, it's
Well, it would be because it's not.
it's an
dense.
organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Water's pretty heavy
yeah.
as far as
The bottom is usually.
it's fairly dense material.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm more used to solvent solute using water type things. Yeah, I probably just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's possible too.
Unless you're talking about things like molten lead.
Like who, what?
Molten lead.
Couple beers with it.
I don't think that's what molten lead.
Oh, it'd be down much more.
Yeah, I just
There's no
recorded
doubt
that,
there. It's just
right?
put it in time.
And I just recorded that, so I think I'm gonna make a continuous loop on YouTube, just of you saying that over and over and over.
What was it?
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Don't do that to me.
So like a full minute of you just saying, I don't know.
Don't do that to me.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Just because everybody did all that stuff to George W. Bush when he was president doesn't mean you should do it to me because I'm president. He deserved it.
Well, as long as you don't invade something.
What's that?
As long as you don't invade anything.
There's that too. What do you think, man?
Looks good.
You think I got it? I've still got a little bit of glue rolling around that I'm gonna let finish evaporating first. I did drip 3 times on the viewing surface.
Oops.
Well, it's going to be imperfection. Like if you go to use it for photography, you got to be careful of that. Seriously, that you don't get on that because it will distort your pictures.
What's the sound fix?
Let's see. Drum roll, maestro.
I frequently find forgiveness in a belt sander, and I've just got one of the little ones from Harbor Freight, and it does great.
You
And
can buff out acrylic real easy.
Mhm.
The thing about acrylic is it's got good optical qualities.
Yep.
It's better. It's much better that way than glass.
This acrylic has the
Especially
same
iron-rich
refractive
glass.
index as water does. When you look at the edge of a tank, that one's glass. You can't really see it real well. Curved tank, you can see like the thickness of the glass of the water, and you can see the far side of the glass. If you've ever been to any of the large aquariums where they have the huge acrylic viewing windows, you can't see the other side, the thickness, it just kind of blends away. It's because it's got the same refractive index as the water. So it just blends in with the water.
It doesn't disturb the water's light transmission.
The Atlanta, or the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, their viewing window is, I think, 24 inches thick.
Holy smoke.
That's in the whale shark.
And the Japanese did it because they came down and gave a speech.
Yeah.
The Japanese put it together, and it was very hidden where they put up curtains. It wouldn't let anyone see them fusing all the panels together.
Yeah.
Because it's a secret technique to where they don't show their, when you look at it, you
It's-
can't really, yeah,
It's really hard to see.
It's
those.
not
yeah,
one
You
big.
gotta really start searching for the seams
Yeah.
and everything in it. You know?
Yeah.
But it's amazing to see the big display they have. You
Yeah.
know, It really is.
So they built the one for Georgia Aquarium. That was the world's largest. And right after, they built one for themselves a foot wider. So they've got the largest.
This is being a pure pain in the
The weld on 16 is real gooey, and it bonds real well to your skin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one you got to scrape off.
Yeah. So
That's why you use the.
I've got plenty of gloves if anyone, I don't know, I haven't seen it if it goes through. Some solvents do go through. PVC, the solvents will go through.
You need nitrile gloves. They're more resistant.
There they are.
Like I said, if it gets hot when they store this stuff, it's next to impossible to get some spots off. I'm not letting anyone see the edge until I'm done.
Yeah, I think they are.
Not letting anyone see if I got a good edge on it until I'm done. What do you think? Is that going to seal? Yeah, that's going to seal.
That big.
There's a little bit of bubbling in this. I'm going to pass it around, obviously, and I've got some of this stuff I'm having trouble getting off. Whoever wins it, get the rest of the sticky off of it.
That's the inside of it?
Those are the inside, yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, I had a few drips. But if you pass it around, you can see there are teeny tiny bubbles scattered around in this. But if you see a lot of little bubbles, then you might have an issue. But you can see clearly that that is one piece of fused plastic. Right?
Well, he could be way better. He could have gone way over there.
It ought to float like a little boat.
I died.
So what's the,
There's a few micro bubbles.
so what's the process to do that without bubbles? Like what?
Like I said, what you want to do is let it capillary the glue in. Some people put needles under it. Jig it all up with needles and then they run the glue so the capillaries under. That's the thing is you got to let enough glue go up between to not be voids.
People do the needle and then pull the needle, glue it good, then pull the needles out and you get it really better.
It's an art.
I can't do them, but I can lay a good edge.
I did that, and I built a large holding tank. And when I was pulling the needle, I used
They
pins.
always moved.
And the pins sank into the plastic.
Yeah, you'll have that too.
Yeah, right away you gotta start pulling that out.
Yeah, it's probably a 2-man job or a 4-man job or whatever.
I'm much better like this. But yeah, I mean, as long as you get a good flow of the glue, and you got to sort of do it some to get used to how fast you're moving it and how much you're moving.
And most of the time they set up a lot of their stuff with tape. They don't hold it and glue it, they'll tape it and get the edge, make sure everything, yeah, get it at L level, make sure the sides are straight and level, and then,
do everything freehand, don't they?
yeah.
Well, some of these cuts and scars are holding a little piece of metal trying to drill a hole in it. That's never a good idea.
You put a level on it and then glue it up, you know, you can
Well,
get
that way
it straight.
you have ways to remember that project.
Oh, those projects. You don't know me.
Novus, or denim by Novus.
Look,
Novus is the
pretty
polishing
good DIY
compound.
guy, got all my fingertips.
This one's blunt from a joiner. 16th of the next up here, I think it was a wood joint on there.
Must not have felt very good.
Actually, it didn't feel like much of anything except when it got, when I looked, it should have felt it. But it was a real sharp one, and they were moving real fast.
I could tell on,
That'll probably grow back. Those that actually cut that down, already put the bones exposed. Creating additional take place of the bone. So they had to clip it. You can have it for $1. Someone can.
I'm going to do the weld-on way, my way.
Well, hold on now.
Okay.
The clear liquid's also Weld-On. Weld-On is
Right.
a brand.
I'm sorry. Yes,
There you
that's
go.
right. Weld-on 16, the gooey stuff. If you'll notice on the reactor, on this, for the most part, since my saw doesn't do the really nice edging, I use more of this. And the brine shrimp hatchery was all this. When you get a chance, when we finish up, have a look at the seams in there. And what I did was basically like the glass tank. First I put it together and then I ran another bead, and that's cheating, but whatever.
Smart.
But run another waterproofing bead with this, and then on the brine shrimp hatchery, I propped it up so so it wouldn't run, and then gravity would just keep it down in that channel.
You can see the.
Yep.
There.
Yeah, you can see that it's laid in. Yeah, looks like a nice little fillet.
Okay.
Yep.
The trick that I need to take the glasses off and
Why, so you can get it in your eyes better?
yes. Well, it goos up in there, so I just need to make sure. But the trick, let me close this up. I hold a finger down here and then use that to keep it stabilized. So that way I can center it and do a pretty good, I can do a pretty good bead right down the center of it. And that way, if you're going back and forth with it, when you put the next piece on, part of it will squirt out over here, other part will squirt out over here.
They said it would probably be about half. But they're gonna cut 36 by 16 by 16.
It's about like old model glue for people that are old enough to remember before they changed it.
Huge divider with
Yeah, the teeth, that's the nice part.
but they, that's when I found out about the
Missed an area
acrylic
right there.
pots. They can't call it something, or an acrylic pot. She's a nice lady, Susan's a real nice lady.
You can just set it
She'll
on
do
the
it.
website.
Okay.
Something on it.
And
Like I said, this right here is Marco Rock's live rock board.
Gives it character.
But they'll do it
Gives
polished.
it character.
Unpolished. They're cutting those, she said she's cutting mine with CNC.
Yeah, this is my wife's table.
Because it's just one, when she loads it in, she loads the profile in, it's just one big piece.
as you press it down, you can see that it's squirting out a little bit. To me, that's fine. On the outside, take a razor blade and scrape that off. On the inside, I'll put another bead in there just to waterproof it. And this is already setting up. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take this blue tape and then put some tape over it and just walk away from it. And then you can set it up like a house cards, and it's fairly strong like that.
I found the old size tank, but I found that I could really use for a minute 30.
Is the set time different between the two different wells?
What's that?
Is the set time different between the liquid and the gel?
The liquid actually, they are all different. The liquid there is like 3, 4. I don't remember what the numbers are. Mitch might.
I was like, I had, I think it's like 5 minutes.
The set, so it's
And there's a slow set, a rapid set, and insanely fast. It's insanely fast one I think
It
is.
says 5 minutes, and as soon as you want that thing on, you got about 2.
Yeah.
And we got about 2 to get it, like when you want it, after that it's done.
Yep.
so the 16th or the
That blue one, that blue one over there. Where'd you get that one at?
Both of them, I got both of them from Acrylics Plus. These, I don't want to say what the price was. I don't remember. I think it was maybe $8, and I had looked online for it, and buying it on eBay was like twice or 3 times as expensive. But
can't just drop it in
Acrylics
a-
Plus is
You can't just drop it in a flat rate
most
box either.
reasonable place to buy the well art.
Yeah, right, that's the way to do it.
If you can get it for working hours.
What's that?
If you can get it for working hours.
And this, you don't really need a big fridge to do what you need to do. All you really need to do is grow bugs. And then the keto is to let you have it roll over. And it doesn't have to roll over.
No, you don't.
Yeah, this is about 5 minutes, but trust me,
They said that's all.
we got about 2.
Right.
Literally about 2.
Oh, that's the fast set. He's got the.
No, it'll still pick up nutrients. I mean, if the stuff's growing, it's picking up nutrients, so it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's flying through, if it's only dragging a little bit.
What I've read,
But I mean, since it keeps coming.
You cheat. You're cheating is what you're doing. One thing to be cautious of if you glue like that is making sure that they're all level with each other. Because if there's a little diffraction, well, with the goo glue, it's not as worrisome because it will fill that.
That's about half.
What's that one?
It's good to know before you start moving.
Yeah, I put this on, rule of thumb, every time you got something like that, it says,
Should I
it's a
cut
good
it?
time, double the half. Literally, yeah, go straight half. I know that was doing that probably wrong. As soon as I put it on there, that was trying to, it was sort of like 2 minutes.
Did it work? Do I look silly?
You don't want to know.
silly.
Okay, I always get
Let's try
silly.
this again. Alright, ready, 1, 2, 3.
She just playing with a new phone, that's what it is. It's like she wants to take a
It
picture.
is fun.
Now, if Dan's the one perfectly square, when you put that final line on, you should be able to have enough play. It's very small. It's very small. It makes me very sad.
That's not small, that's
I've got so much crap that needs money right now.
6.5 feet long.
Oh, man.
Huh? Like 190. Wow, you gonna have whole water volume with the sun? About 210. But the actual tank itself is like 190.
So 6 foot by what?
6.5 feet.
There's a shop over here a long time ago. When he shut down, these really long glass tanks that were like 6 foot, but they're all long, slender. Pretty good. Yeah, but it was really, really good.
So this
We
is
sell them for like $100 each. Yeah.
it's like 6.5 feet
Yeah.
long. 78 by 24, 24.
What's going over there, Professor Gadget?
And it's in the wall.
You'll sit under a shark.
Yeah, it's got a personal fish.
Finger's glued to it, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do that.
The what?
Your finger's glued to it, isn't it?
No personal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it good, that was her idea.
Anyone have that super glue stuff?
The room down there was her idea. I don't know how to.
Make spider webs.
Yeah, I didn't,
Oh, you'll
I
get 'em
didn't,
with
I
that
didn't
stuff.
win that battle at all.
Or she thinks it was her idea.
Actually, in a sense, it was.
Yeah.
Because I was going to put in the living room, when we were doing measurements. She said, you know what, I said, maybe we'll try to get somebody to put this in the wall. But then it's going to cost money to build that room behind it. And it went on for a while, and that's the idea. So,
Makes sense. Should have probably brought it up like that.
okay.
I'm putting it in the wall, so obviously this room is mine now.
But I don't like half-ass stuff. This room, he AC, with the AC in it, it's fully tiled and everything.
Yeah.
It's the coldest room in the house, put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the summer, the heat is running in the tank.
When I saw those, I knew what they were for immediately.
In case the summer, the AC goes out in the summer.
And
Walmart.
in the winter,
Springtime Walmart.
on this cold thing we had, Smith,
Yeah.
that water, that temperature 80 degrees.
Yeah,
Chop
mine
top.
says it's 79.
I actually, instead, I was going to make a wedge with the same angle, and then I was going to set it on there. And instead, I just set it on a piece of, a block of something and kind of eyeballed it.
The room's a little bit messed up, the project I've been doing. They try to get it right, but now it's coming down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last project, the last
It's a
thing.
guest room.
That's what, yeah.
And then we have I have an office, which I almost could turn into.
No, it's just got
And
a
I
box
do
in
my
this,
office.
like I was doing some work out there.
Which office serves as a second guest room.
Give me a hand.
Sneak one in one day.
This is the dirty side, this is the clean side, and I'm going to glue it up. And I just want to keep my fingers off of it.
But if she saw, I mean, she
This
likes
is the
the
dirty
pink,
side.
right?
And so I just want, I'm going to put the glue on there and then just drop it, yeah, just drop the clean side, I mean dirty side up, because that'll, I'm going to clean
She
that
has
up.
habits.
And I don't want it to be working in there.
So hold on, you want to keep this?
That's
Just gonna drop it right here.
My thing.
Last step.
Yeah, keep it together. Is that live? No, like live. Like, are you,
No, oh, no, no.
so when you webcam set up, then you
No, that's a video.
okay.
That was a few weeks ago.
That's a serious room.
Hey, basically, it's a standard 180 for 6 inches long.
custom made for that? Okay, I was gonna say, I don't usually.
No, that I got it from guys, they told me, if you're gonna build, I was gonna do 180, 72 by 24, 24. I said, man, you gonna pay, it's gonna cost the same thing, you might as well spend a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I was all right, fine, I didn't want to take too much of the wall, so I got one with 6 inches wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I had to get it.
At that point, if you're like, you're just like getting 6 extra inches and just.
Well, I make sure,
At that point.
it does make a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it really makes a difference.
What kind of lights are you running?
Chinese ones.
Like a rapid LED kits or something? Or they?
No, the one you got top shelf one, the black ones with the dimmables.
Okay.
No, spectacular. And they work, trust me.
30 here.
Okay.
They work, if they work, I won't have a problem.
Because you can actually get lenses on some.
Yeah, I heard to do what you can. The new ones,
I got lenses.
You're gonna get it,
that's the same.
change it over here. Do it whatever else.
Cheap lights, the fair ones sell for
Now, that's the kind, that's the term, that's gonna be replaced by this one tonight. For the mold, everything.
Do me a favor and grab. Yeah, open this down here.
That's a good one. I like Reebok.
Yeah, grab the 4 little bitty long ones. Yep.
It's always nice.
That's what they started living room.
Are they big enough? Oh, looks like they
Is that a full bedroom?
maybe are.
That's the garage.
Oh, so you got like your stuff in the garage.
The garage is closed, part of it's closed to surround the tank.
And actually,
That's a pretty, okay, I get what you're saying. That's a pretty smart deal. Then you have to use up any of your actual like bedroom.
No, actually, that's it's a size of a bed, a master bedroom, it's a 14 by 8.
That's perfect. Get your aura set up right there and it flows right in.
That's, I always make a garage, it's gonna be small.
Yeah.
You can lift it up, put it right there if you want.
Yeah, that's smart. I like it.
Cabinets,
Storage for all your information related to the heater.
that's the other side.
You're fortunate that your house worked out that way.
Well, if it was that, we were going to be happy with that size of that thing in the living room. The living room was not too big. Boom, the bedroom's not.
yep.
What do you do?
I only have 4 of those.
You only have 4?
So it worked out. Hey, that's awesome. That's a
Whenever it gets size, you start throwing a big aquarium like that, and it takes up one.
Yeah, I think I'll just have to hold it.
That's how the lights is out. Well, you don't see that.
I think we're
Yeah, of
good.
course not.
Yeah. No, usually do.
Wiring job.
Instead of the clamp, you take it to this one, take a paint can, full paint can, just you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's 24 inch.
And this is why you want multiple.
They say, I got a deep blue setup. I want to make it so you turn it back and
Like, flip it over.
I can go all around my
I do that in my table stuff.
I
know that pretty close.
That one was the corner of the buzz of mine.
By the way, this, I clean right
We're
here.
a little worried about that area.
I clean that side, and then I go to the other magnet, and I swing the magnet, and then take it off, that way it goes to the front of the living room, and I go to the
Just
living
take
room.
and squirt that on the inside and now.
Yeah, I don't like that. I go clean the front, when I get to the other end, I go take it, swing it, and it goes to the other side, I go back to the garage, and
Yeah, of course.
that's not bad.
Anytime you get
Don't squirt me.
That's kind of like, trying to figure out.
He needs his glasses.
You know,
What I would do.
yeah, not thinking, really. It took a lot of this time, really.
Yeah, that kind of scenario, that worked out really well for you.
Cheating.
But, yeah, rats all.
I mean, I'll have. I'll see it. Yeah, I said, we're not gonna actually work in the house.
When I build something, first thing I do, when I build something like this, first thing I do, take the hose, put the water in, make sure it's watertight, where it hits you leak.
That's why I was filling it up. And I don't know. Thanks, but it's just like
I wouldn't doubt it at all.
that's just for filling up.
My 150 took me like 3 days.
That's why,
Yeah, I got like the third one, but all 3 days.
Too tight.
no, maybe going back, that's what
Leave it, then they'll put a sticker on it, then we can sell it for that much, right? All they do is just small work. Advanced camera box. It's a great DVC, a flat and $60 later.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that.
One thing my computer.
I can kind of keep track, but usually it's always, so I don't know.
You finish?
That one, yes.
Oh, here it is.
You're not ready yet.
Is this it? This is the one you did? This is the one you did?
Yeah, that one is the well one. The one that Mitch did is going to be a much cleaner process.
Yeah.
But using that stuff is a little more forgiving. It's okay to use both.
You gotta have a steady hand.
Yeah.
It's some pretty nice stuff. I wish I had known of the possibilities before blowing large quantities of money on the same stuff.
I think we're losing the crowd.
We're losing the crowd.
Get it whooped up here.
Yep.
I didn't expect them to last that long.
We stole all the screws. Oh wait, no, that was the other one.
Yep, that one should be done.
Yeah, I've been doing it.
What should be done? What?
What's that?
that's what I said in the living room about 6 months.
So are these pieces that, are you putting these in the raffle for, or you?
No, anybody that wants to make one can make one.
Yeah.
For a while.
She wouldn't have that idea.
I wouldn't mind having one.
I would have those issues.
Just take a hammer to it and be like,
Make you one.
Did you get
What are you gonna do with those?
I don't have those issues. She got her own stuff.
my
So you can be the first victim.
First victim, what do you
Yeah. I'm going to show everybody how to put these together and everybody gets to it. Anybody interested can make one.
Okay, everybody. Ron's ready to do another product here.
Yep.
Project.
Somebody that doesn't have gloves, I need 2 of these peeled.
He's going to show you how to make the test tube racks for your API test kits. Really neat. Really neat.
Yep.
sides?
And then anyone that actually wants one can come up afterwards and make one.
So you just need to peel those. They're a little bit of a chore, but it's doable, I think.
I might be able to do that.
What's that?
I think I could even do that. I love these.
They're simple.
Yeah, I need a test tube rack horribly. I use foam with holes in it and just
Okay.
stick them.
what are we doing here?
Oh,
Okay, you need to peel 2 of these, I think.
Okay. No? Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, I
it
need
is a cold thing in there.
both.
Yeah, Ron, I definitely need one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
I need one of those.
I was like, what type of
You
procedure
can
is
make
that?
one.
It's a little big.
If I don't have enough parts for everybody today, I'll make them and have them here next, or for the next meeting. But I've got enough for 10.
What's that? No. What's that?
Yeah, there should be,
Oh, yeah, they are. They're up here.
yeah, so you need 2 little ones.
2 little ones. And
Oh, we only do
I
one.
don't need one, I'm not that organized.
Yep.
2 big ones.
And 2 of these, right?
And, yep.
Here you go.
Oh, I think I'm gonna make something.
Yep. So we'll need 2 of those. Where's the complete? Okay. Here's the general idea, and what we're going to do. This one does not have a bottom, but the sides are identical to the bottom. So you need 3 of those,
I thought you said you only had enough for 10. and how-
2 of the small. What's that?
I thought you said you only had enough for 10.
I should.
You need 3 big ones, you said?
What's that?
Yeah, Louis.
I got a bunch of big ones.
Do we need 3 big ones, or can we just have the open bottom one?
You can have an open bottom one if you want.
Okay.
But then they'll
Does
skin
it
it.
really matter, though?
Yes. When you have your test tubes in here and you want to move it, they stay.
They
That's a
don't
good
fall
call.
apart.
All right.
I've been using this one for a long time, and that's why
Good call.
there's a bottom now.
See, and you'd have to actually have that issue and work with it to know that, because I did not think of that. But then
You
again,
would the first time you picked it
yeah,
up.
and I was like, something wrong,
But I
wrong.
still grab it, and as I'm lifting up, it's like, you can't do that. And I still try and move it. Okay.
How exciting.
Okay, I've got 3. Anybody need 3?
No.
Does everybody that wants one have 3?
No, I need one.
I only have 2 also.
I only have 2.
Everybody,
This is.
everybody
grabbed
followed
mine.
your
Wait,
example.
1, 2.
No, I got
Oh,
3
I'm
now.
sorry,
I
no, here we
desperately
go.
need one.
Okay.
We have 3.
And everybody's got
That was the.
2 racks.
No,
There's an abundance, should be an
we
abundance
can't
of
have it
those.
every meeting. Racks?
We need
Yep.
2 of these.
Oh,
don't
you
we?
need 2 of these?
Yep,
Oh, yeah, top and bottom.
yep.
Okay. If I could peel this.
I have been arts and craft project for probably
This is fun, isn't it?
15
And
years.
I have plenty of gloves.
Yay, we're gonna make a mess.
We don't need this.
This stuff will
You can finger
score
paint it,
at you. This one will be a lot easier. I'll get the other one started. When you start these brand new, they get air in them, and that too. And you'll be trying to get it out, and it's not coming, and then
Yeah.
all over the place like ketchup.
Except for ketchup doesn't, make your fingers stick together.
You just lick it off. At least if it's ketchup. I don't think you do it with acrylic.
Okay, I'm going to give the instructions how to do it. Step 1 is going to be take a piece of the egg crate. This is called
I've
egg
got
crate,
one done already.
but this is actually light diffuser. And you can
Yeah,
buy
right,
this,
you buy it at the,
yep,
Alright, so I can put this
Home
one back.
Depot or Lowe's.
I put you should have 3 of them.
If you ask for egg crate at Home Depot or Lowe's, they give you a funny buck.
yeah.
I've done that. That was fun.
A lot of people
Yeah.
put this right on the
Egg
bottom of their aquarium, so.
Yep.
Put eggs in it? No.
No. So step 1 is just kind of do like a spot weld.
Line the whole bottom of their aquarium.
Yep.
And that way, when you put your rock on, it never touches the glass.
Are you making
I
one
need
too, Mo?
I need gloves. Do I need 2 gloves or can I just do 1?
Yeah, probably better for 2.
He's got enough to make.
If
And
you raise it up to the top of the bed.
the gloves are-
It's good when you put it all the way on the bottom, but if you raise
Alright,
that
that was the cheap
on the
way
sand
out.
bed, it kills the top of the sand. Well, I'm just
I'm
saying,
talking about right on the bottom.
I know, some people have
Plenty of
raised it
gloves.
up and it
Yep.
kills the top of the
Okay.
sand bed.
120.
Okay.
I think we're set.
Okay.
All right, so what's the, what now? Did you cut all these pieces out yourself? You were a master.
My friend assisted.
Drop one.
That is pretty accurate. Where is it?
Oh, it's over there.
That's the, isn't it the drippy stuff?
Okay.
No, that's the.
It was
Oh, fast set.
wasn't his fault.
That's the same stuff then. I think that's.
Don't worry, he'll do
Can we use
So
the
you can
blue?
go first.
Yep.
You said you're gonna have
So
nice screen.
little kids at all the stations.
What happened?
No, it's a screen. Acrylic.
Stop.
So do I have to use that?
This stuff is just like, here, hold this upright.
And I'm just going to put a little dot,
Okay,
a little
so I-
here, a little
Kind of
there.
works,
Where's the sample?
but I would not recommend that.
You just kind of slather it around, huh?
When
This
you
is
turn
actually
it,
the
it just kinda
improper
leaks
glue for
out.
this.
Yeah, and
This
then it
is
goes-
Yeah, so
polystyrene.
you gotta- yeah,
There's not a
exactly.
glue for polystyrene.
Here.
So what did you do? You glue,
called
you
crazy
put the glue
glue.
on the white?
Yeah,
Or super glue.
yep.
Woo, I'm getting a buzz. Woo, this stuff's nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
I feel
What am I
good.
missing over there? I
Yeah,
need-
so I just put like, oh, I just put a drop on there. I'd put that little thing underneath it though.
Like maybe at the,
Put this underneath it to block. So if it leaks
this is what I did. I just put a